Speedrunner tries to explain video game. 3, 2, 1, begin the run. You do the thing with the claw shot where you clip into the basement, and then the basement takes you to Jalhalla. And that's how it works. Earth Temple, you go... Wait, there are 4 directions? And how many of them do I need storage for? And what do you mean I need bomb push storage? No. No, I value my hands, actually, because bomb push storage hurts my hands like nobody's business. Nope. Nope. No. No, Earth Temple has too many, like, off-shooting paths. Like, what is happening in Earth Temple? Oh, Spunny, do you understand Earth Temple Go Mode routing? Go Mode routing is such a wild concept to me, because in Skyward Sword, unless you're doing key sanity, or like all sanity, any setting that has key sanity turned on in it, Go Mode routing for dungeons is find the boss key, which just is pretty much the same as non-Go Mode routing for dungeons, but then once you find the boss key, you just beeline it to the actual end of the dungeon, and that's usually pretty straightforward. I would say the only one that's really different is that, like, if you can Go Mode Fire Sanctuary, Oriel and Pero Crystal RBM, fly to sky, re-enter. It's the only one that's weird. All the other ones are just kind of, yeah, go to the boss now. And then in Wind Waker, it's like, oh yeah, we can skip, like, every boss key. We can't skip all of the small keys, but we can skip most of them. Let's do the thing. But we don't need to check checks if you can Go Mode a dungeon. I'm like, what? Also, hey, Spicy Juice, how's it going? How do you Pacifist a Zelda game? Well, so this isn't just any Zelda game. This is Skyward Sword, and we have this thing called Back in Time. And using it, we can set arbitrary flags that aren't actually arbitrary. But as it turns out, you can get through the entire game with skipping any time you would need to injure things. Except for Link. We injure Link a lot. So, I don't think TP's Back in Time does the same thing, unfortunately. Like, I've definitely said it before, but the coolest thing to me is that the most important thing we can do in Back in Time is this. That's the difference between us and Twilight Princess. That and our Back in Time is not frame perfect. But doing that, and it not taking away Back in Time is the thing that's the broken. I accidentally opened a thing. A few years ago, you had a Wind Waker glitchless race, and none of you had done glitchless before, and Trog was in the call like, yeah, we purposely made the route doc really vague in Wind Temple. Hold on. Because it's funny watching people have no idea what they're doing. Trog, that's evil, and I love it. Trog is a legend, and that's so funny. That's so mean, but that's so funny. That's so funny. Like, Trog is a lovely dude. It's objectively very funny. Wind Temple rando routing is weird, but Momo, Earth Temple is worse. Earth Temple is worse? Hear me out, I think that Earth Temple is a million times worse. TP-Bit does a map reload when opening the file selection? Yeah, basically. So, for Skyward Sword, it just changes the overlay of the UI when you go between the splash screen and the file select screen. For all of the other games, it opens a completely different window that is not just an overlay, and thus it reloads and gets rid of your bit interaction. Earth Temple is really straightforward, and the only bad part is if you don't have leaf or bombs. No, Earth Temple makes no sense! Earth Temple makes no sense. Here's the other thing. This has become Skyward Sword Rando Runner reacts to Wind Waker Randomizer. Here's the other thing that confuses me about Wind Waker Randomizer, coming from a Skyward Sword background. If I were teaching somebody how to do Ancient Cistern, well, Ancient Cistern is like the simplest dungeon. Let's talk about Ancient Cistern. If I were teaching someone how to do Ancient Cistern, I would basically say, you know, if you want direction as to where the checks are, I'll tell you, but otherwise just kind of do it. Just kind of do it, and like, I'll help you find the checks. And then after that, you go, okay, so here are kind of the quick ways that you can grab some of those checks. And, like, after that, after you know that you can, like, skip that one room with the toilet in it, using claw shots, or that you can, you know, use claw shots to get, like, to, chest after vines, from chest after whip hooks. Then you can start to learn the more niche things. You can learn how to do cistern clip. You can learn how to do the vine clip with the beetle out of bounds to check rupee. You can learn how to do, like, you know, pretty much all of the, like, weird niche stuff. If you want, you can learn how to do, chest after vines with no whip. Like, it's not very useful very often. I really have only used it in All Sanity, but, like, sure, go for it. Also, hey, Monolith, how's it going? Thank you for the luck. And then when you get to Wind Waker, it's like, okay, so here's the route if you don't have bombs for this dungeon. And I'm like, whoa. If I'm in Skyward Sword dungeons and I don't have bombs, it's just like, oh, I can't do the quick things that require bombs. Well, I guess I'll go around. Like, what do you mean there's a route for that? What? Ah, exactly. Earth Temple is so overwhelming. No, Momo, I think you're wrong. You can make Ganondorf fall into the void, so you can technically not really kill him without killing him. So, for the purposes of this category, we do count knocking a Boko into the void as killing the Boko. However, despawning the Boko does not count as killing the Boko. So you could argue that if he falls into a void, maybe he doesn't take damage. Maybe he just despawns. But also, I think the reasoning that we argued it was killing the Boko is because we could get around it. I would be interested to know how much of other Zelda games you can do without killing things. Also, hey Ryan, how's it going? Thank you for the luck. Can't die if it never existed? Exactly. What we can do with Back in Time is, prevent birds, I guess. Yeah, Craig is doing fine. Craig is doing fine. He's on a farm upstate. He's doing fine. You initially looked for routes when learning Skyward Sword Rando until you realized you can just make up the route on the spot. Yeah, basically. It feels much more like you have a collection of tools at your disposal and then you use those tools as opposed to, like, being like, okay, and this is how you go through Wind Temple without, like, bombs. And it's like, wait, but that, what? Because I also think of, like, okay, there's a trick, there's a couple of tricks where you can speed a few things up in Skyview with bombs. All of them are pretty niche, but, like, you can do it. I would never be like, okay, let me teach you how to do Skyview without bombs. Or even, let me teach you how to do Skyview with bombs. It's just like, oh yeah, if you ever have bombs, hook beetle, and water dragon scale, you can do this neat thing. Saves a couple seconds. Go for it. Craig went on vacation? He did. He went to the US Virgin Islands. He's 11. We love Craig. Specifically for Ancient Cistern, you wouldn't even enter the dungeon most of the time without scale anyway. Yeah, Ancient Cistern is interesting because I would definitely enter Ancient Cistern without whip. I think KitKat was talking about, or it might have been Legend, one of them was talking about on comms today, that Ancient Cistern is the most forgiving dungeon in Skyward Sword to double dip, because if you enter without whip, you can go do all of the stuff that doesn't require whip pretty quickly, and then when you come back with whip, you can just go do the whip stuff without running over to the stuff you already did, and then you can go do the boss. Also, hey Level Limiter, and hey Mechanical Snail, how's it going? Thank you for the luck. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. We're gonna fail a trick again. You ready? How pacifist is this run? I did a double hop again, my goodness, that's okay. We don't kill anything. The only thing we kill is Link. It's not a hundo run. We're not doing max % pacifist. We kill Link a lot. I can't believe I've 2 hops myself twice today. That's okay. We just honestly need to get a run going. We need to get a run going. That's what we need to do. But yeah, normally, again, outside of some very specific all-sanity contexts, I would not enter Ancient Cistern without Water Dragon Scale, or I would not remain in Ancient Cistern without Water Dragon Scale, just because there's not much you can do with Whip, but most of the things you can do with just Whip are pingable, and like, really? Link, what? Please? There we go. What type of run is this? This is any % pacifist. I believe that's technically what it is called. This is pacifist, though. This is a Skyward Sword any % run. We go from clean file to the credits, where we do not kill any of the things except for Link. We do not kill any enemies, we do not damage any enemies, we do not kill any bosses, we do not damage any bosses. We just don't hurt other things except for ourselves. That we do hurt ourselves. The bird also does get imprisoned a lot. But hopefully I will actually get a run going so that and I'll stop making very silly mistakes so that we can actually see the pacifist part. Because the beginning of the run is very close to any %. Okay, that was good. Pacifist all dungeons. I don't know if we can skip every boss. Patiently waiting for it. So we call this split burb violence because I do still have to fall off my burb, and we have not determined whether that is ethical. Oops. That's not good. That's okay. We'll just improv it. We'll improv it. That's fine. But, I definitely can PB by a lot. So I should stop being persnickety about the beginning of the run and just, like, you know, get a run going. There we go. Improv! Exactly. But yeah, the beginning is very similar to any %. We do need to, between consider doors and our surface split, we do need to acquire a stick. It is required to make other parts of the run later work. Might as well PB by like 7 minutes again and get world record. Okay, yeah, my last PB was by 13 minutes. I don't know if PBing by 7 minutes is in the cards today, but we can get pretty close probably. We can try. I can try my best. But, so we do have to acquire a stick between our first two splits of any percent, and we do have to do a slightly different consider doors split, and then after that is where things kind of get a little funky, because it gets a little bit harder to like skip bosses. Yeah. Oh yeah, our last split saved 7 minutes in my PB. Which I didn't realize that I had that much time save. I feel like I kind of buried the lead in my PB. Because I was like, yeah, I'll PB by like 5 minutes. And then I forgot that in my previous PB, in my first like real run, knowing the route, what I had done was messed up the final bit interaction, because obviously, because this is a pacifist run, we aren't going to go kill the final boss. So this is the only context in which I am morally okay with a credits warp. Now it is zip time. But I messed up the setup for the credits warp and I had to mess around with it and then go redo it. And I didn't realize how much time I had wasted on that. Apparently I wasted 7 minutes on that. But now that we have done our first split, we can go acquire a stick. And don't worry about us being 50 seconds behind. That is just Wing Ceremony cutscene skip. Splat! But yeah, the last split I saved 7 minutes on, and leading up to the last split, I was like 6 minutes ahead. So, ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, that's a lot. Alright, we're gonna do it correctly this time. Also, this is the split where there was like a typo in the route documentation, and I fixed it, so. We are going to kill Link a lot. Don't worry. Apparently that counts as pacifism. But I'm not gonna try to be as spicy about this. There we go. There we go. Why is it a frog? I didn't know what to put there. It should really be a sword. And like, the funny thing is that I have a sword icon because it's the icon for my moderators on Discord. Like, I had one already downloaded and I didn't use it. Because what we're actually doing is acquiring the practice sword. It's file 3. We wait. Go 1 and 2. Saved 0.2 seconds. Is that progress? It sure is progress. Did you not look at my splits, Pride? Shame this moderator. Shame this moderator. I really like my splits for this category. I think they're really good. But I just was like, yeah, and we have to acquire a stick and, progress. It's not even a Skyward Sword frog? True, it is not even a Skyward Sword frog. Which, once again, I do have an icon saved on my computer that is a Skyward Sword, the frogs from Fire Sanctuary, the like thirsty frogs. I have one of those, as an icon because I, like, have used it for all dungeons. Nope, didn't use that either. Alright. We're going to copy file 1 to file 3. Try to be kind of quick about it, because we need to immediately bonk file 2. There we go. And now we want to bit save file 1, but not interact with the statue on file 1. Interact with the statue on file 2. And now we go back, we look at file 2 because that's gonna open the gate behind me, pull out the splash screen because it's habit, take some tight corners, do a whoop, and now we want to enter the sky on file 1. There we go. And now we're going to do a 2 to 3. Look at file 2, go back. This is all close to a standard any %. Our files are in different locations, but either way, we have to we have to skip the Kikwis in this run because the Kikwis require Boko murder, and Boko murder is illegal, like all other types of murder. So we won't be doing that. Also, thank you so much, Asher, for gifting a sub to Momo. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Congratulations, Momo. We gotta kiss the Kikwis. Kissing the Kikwis. Mwah. Good Kikwis. Except for Machi. But, so, skipping the Kikwis is also just fast, which is why we do it in any %. But we get to spend a lot more time with them in this route, at least. Do 1, 2. And enter on file 2, I believe. Yes. Hold 2. Bit save file 2. We can do that. The keys. Apparently, by my splits logic, the Kikwi Elder counts as a good Kikwi, but Yerbal doesn't. That's what my splits say. My splits say that Yerbal doesn't count, and that, Machi doesn't count. But, excuse me. There we go. Go back to the splash screen, because we're gonna need to press a button real quick. What did Yerbal do? Was too far away. There we go. Alright, shoot me. I hit B too fast, but that's okay. We do this. And now we're going to enter Deepwoods file 3, and then do 2 to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's how I do the brain. Also, hey, Black, how's it going? Have I ever even played this game before? I don't know, apparently I haven't played this game that much. If you look at my attempt counter, it says I only have 3 completed runs, so I think I'm kind of a noob. I think I'm kind of a noob at this game. SMH, that's kind of cringe, actually. Noob? Yeah, dang, I'll get there someday. Someday I'll be good at video game. Someday I'll be able to do this run without dying. Alright, here's the split that shouldn't be scary anymore. We are skipping all the bad guys. Alright, file 2, back. File 1, skip. Back. File 1, wait. This split is still so scary to me now, even though it should be fine. Easy. That was perfectly fine. Oh, did you just notice that? Yes, the Kikwis are various types of tea. Also, yeah, let's hear it for gay split. We have, Yerbal for herbal. We have, Buka is kombucha. We have, okay, it's don't press it. Just confirming with myself. Ulo is oolong. Lopsa, I forget, I don't remember what Lopsa is supposed to be. Machi is matcha. And then Urla is Earl Grey. I forget what Lopsa is. I died again? Oh, man. Also, hey, Kyubi, how's it go? Uh-oh. Thank you for the luck. Seems it was a little late. I'm so sorry. I'll try a lot harder this time. Listen, only a fool voids out mid-run. Oh. Rip. I think Lopsa is like a type of tea that's not nearly as common in the US, if I recall correctly. There we go. Lapsang Suchon? I have no idea what that is, but I'll believe you if you say that that is a tea. Not file 2, thank you. Yeah? I believe y'all. I don't know what Lapsang is, but here's the thing. I love Ulo for many reasons. Ulo is the best Kikwi. First of all, she's such a fast Kikwi. There's no tricks, there's no nothing. You pick her up, you put her down. I, too, am somebody who is very invested in uppies, and that's all I want. Second of all, she's named after oolong tea. And oolong tea, in my humble onion, best tea. I love oolong tea. Excuse me, where? There you are. Alright. Rupee text and dismiss. My humble onion? Yes, this is the thing I say a lot. Nice, we did it. Perfect. And now we would like to save and die. Do I mean opinion? Yes, but I like to say my humble onion. Nobody knows where that one came from, I don't think. Me saying the phrase, my humble onion. There we go, perfect. But, no, I don't. It's this, like, I want to say... Okay, we're bonking file 2, bit saving file 2. I want to say it was the first time I was ever in a Skyward Sword randomizer race. It was the all sanity, so we had breaks, and, I had a sign on my stream that said mandated break time. And apparently the organizers were, like, trying to contact me because they thought that I didn't know that I had a typo. And I was like, no, of course I knew I had a typo. No! Okay, we're gonna have to redo that one. We're gonna have to redo that one because I bonked, darn it. Well, that's a bunch of time lost, but don't worry. We failed plenty of stuff in my PB. There we go. At least it's a quick one. We'll probably be like 2 minutes behind after this. Is there a phrase you use in your everyday life that you're pretty sure nobody else uses? So many of them. I remember at one point I was talking to one of my friends and I said, yeah, but I'm just vibing as a single Pringle, so you know. And they were like, I'm sorry, Pippi, you can't just drop the phrase single Pringle mid-serious topic conversation and expect me to act like that's normal. What? And I was like, I was under the assumption that single Pringle was like a normal thing to say. It was a thing that me and my friends in college said all the time. No, stop going on to back. That... Intimate? But like to mean what? Single Pringle and ready to mingle. Yeah, exactly. Listen, it was a thing that me and my friends said in college. I have to go get the key still. Hippie. Yeah, we are gonna be quite a bit behind, but that is okay. Reminder, we have plenty of time saved left. Excuse me, Pippi. please be better at video game. Thank you so much. But it was like a thing to say when it's like you're single, but you're trying to be positive about it. You're trying to be a little silly about it. And I believe the thing that my friend got, like, confused at me with, was the fact that, like, we were having a very serious conversation about, really? My goodness. About, like, I was like, yeah, like, I'm fine with being a single Pringle. Like, do I have, like, a 5-year plan or whatever? Like, it was, like, a really, like, genuine, meaningful conversation, and it just had single Pringle in the middle of it. Yeah, shoutouts to my, single Pringles. Don't worry. You are appreciated. Romantic success. Really? That was too far to the right. My goodness. I should not be this far behind. Again, whatever. We can fix it. I can fix him. And also, H, by the way. So here's where we get to the Pacifist part, for the people wondering, how do you play Pacifist? Because, this is how you skip the things. Is you go in, you hold the 2 button, of course, skip the cutscene. Cutscenes are slow, and then you run away like a coward. And then you hope that they didn't lock the door. I love typing H when H is on stream. I really appreciated I guess I like, right, there's no cutscene here. I hadn't, like, watched a lot of Skyward Sword rando matches this season. Here's a fun thing. I feel so bad when my vocabulary becomes, adopted by the community a little bit. You have to deal with my dumb jokes? I'm so sorry. For things like, we're saving a quick get prompt, just double checking. E.T. Kikwi? E.T. Kikwi was a meme that came from me being very tired and I believe playing co-op. And then I heard other people saying E.T. Kikwi today, and I was like, yes. I'm sorry. I did not need to do save and reset. It's save and quit prompt. Whatever. Alright. We're just starting some bit. Yes, so the door is normally locked there. One of the bit interactions we did was to unlock the door, and it does not care. It lets you do that. If you, go and, yeah, we're interacting like this. If you go and interact with the door, it does not actually make you beat the boss. It does not care whether or not that boss, defeated flag is set. You can just unlock the door. E.T. Kikwi is, what I like to call Earth Temple key pieces when I'm tired. E.T. Kikwi. E.T. Kikwi. It's just silly. But consider this funny. Okay. I would like to go forward a lot more than that, because I did not need to waste so much time there. But we are putting this on file 1. Also, hey Aquarine, how's it going? It's silly fun. We love silly fun. We love silly fun. It's fun to say. This is also, like, at some point during a co-op, I was really tired, and I went to say Sansi, and I was like, and then we go Shanshi. And that shouldn't be so funny. But it was really funny, and now I occasionally just go, hee Shanshi. Like, it should not be that funny. Why am I amused by the silliest of things? Also, welcome back to the tutorial. This may not look like the tutorial, but this is the tutorial. This is the Loftwing flight tutorial. Yeah, get y'all the learning on how to fly bird, and we are going to continue to not care. I don't think I ever considered how long you could make the flight tutorial file your active run file before this route, but it turns out it's a while. It's a while. Eepy Pippy say funny things. Eepy Pippy say very funny things. Eepy Pippy say wild things. Not in, like, the traditional sense of wild. Not like, you know. Like, I don't get tired and, do anything super interesting. I just kinda get tired and say nonsense. You're returning from Lurk soon. Okay, everybody prepare for Zelly. What is the proper way to prepare for a Zelly? I would like to roll in the middle of those guys. Thank you. Because I don't... like, I live in fear of accidentally killing one, because that invalidates my run. We're gonna throw some bombs around. Because we... Do I take emote suggestions, but note-taking... So, I do take emote suggestions, mostly because I would like all of my emotes. With the exception of Pip like Maunch, is what it's called now. Hey! Hey, Wombat! Thanks for saying hey. How's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day today. With the exception of Pip like Maunch, I prefer all of my emotes be, like, kinda useful. Pip like Maunch is not useful. No part of Pip like Maunch is useful. It is Zant eating popcorn. Its existence is a meme. But, other than that, I do prefer my emotes to be whatever y'all would like to use. So, if you would get use out of a note-taking emote, I could try to make one. But the problem with that is that all of my animated emotes are hand-animated frame by frame by me. So I'm not the most efficient at that, so it might take me a bit. I didn't want that, whatever. Whee! We did it. Why does Zant eating popcorn exist? So there's a story to it. Bitsave file 2, enter Sky with file 3. I'm supposed to avoid the oh. Can it just be static? I could try to make a static one. I feel like for note-taking emotes, the ones that are animated always, like, look more effective to me. Oh, avoid explosions. Guess you could make use of Zant eating popcorn. So, also, hey, Herminator, how's it going? The story behind Zant eating popcorn is that what is it, 2 to 3. I had some bad flappies, so we do some extra flappy. I was in Jim's chat, and Basil has an emote of Zant pogging, and F-Tab used it in Jim's chat, and I went, why does Basil have an emote of Zant eating popcorn? And everyone was like, Pippi, that's a pog. What? How do you you see Zant eating popcorn. And to this day, I argue it looks like Zant eating popcorn. It looks like Zant eating popcorn. And so then me and one of Jim's mods both decided, hey, we got like 40 minutes of free time to kill. And so we decided to both make emotes of Zant eating popcorn and see who made a better emote. I believe the consensus was that she made a better emote, but mine looked more like Zant. Hers was more useful, though. So, I don't know who won. But she was a moderator, and so she got to decide who won, and she decided that I won, but I don't believe that. Both of your most useful emotes were drawn by me. What are your most useful emotes? You said one was, Uwu. Blood Moon Pog and Uwu. I do like Bird Uwu. Bird Uwu is very funny. But yeah, if you have any use for Zant eating popcorn, have fun trying to find a use for it. Even I can't find a use for that one. It sure is an emote I made. It just kinda is. I said it too many times, oh no. Perfect for raids. I guess, yeah. I usually don't have people raid with an emote because, like, I don't really like doing things that are, like, to encourage people to sub or whatever, which is why I'm a bad streamer. But, you know, like, alright. I don't have any faith in this cutscene playing. Okay, it worked. It worked. It worked. I think you do have to be facing it. No, I split on hitting the lava. Thank you so much, Breathtaking, for the gift sub to the community. I really appreciate it. I think this is where I split previously. And thank you for the other gift sub to the community. I really appreciate it as well. Thank you so much for the generosity. And thank you for the third gift sub to the community. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I need to figure out... Yes. I know what I'm doing. Thank you so much for the generous gift subs. I appreciate the support. And congrats to anybody who got yourself a gift sub. You now have a top hat. What you gonna do with it? Also, hey Bland, how's it going? Alright, we are going to the sky. Because it's time for the weird one. Once again, we are doing 2 to 3 on this one. Magic bananas. That is like a very old commercial joke now. From like, not really old, but it was like from 2008, 2009, something like that. Okay. Yeah, we figured it out. There it is. And good night, Pixel. Thanks for hanging with us. Enjoy the bed. We would like to log on file 2. So this is going to be one of the longer bit interactions, and this is going to be the don't leave your file bit interaction. That is what we are doing. We're pushing the log on file 1 to do some committing. We need a flag, and this one happens to be nice and convenient. And then we enter Faron on file 3, not file 2. There we go. I don't know if Link could be considered. Link is very Link core. Alright, select file 3, die to Octorok. And then back out, select file 1, hit plus. There we go. Sorry if I'm a little bit distracted during this one. Because we do want to not mess this up, because it would be very slow to redo, and that would probably be a reset. I did not mean to back out to Splash, but that's okay. We can just get rid of Splash. Also, hey TT, how's it going? Got a lurk today, but you wanted to say hi? Thanks for coming to say hi, and I hope you enjoy your lurk. Don't worry, that guy's not gonna kill me, I think. Thank you for the luck. Hopefully, nobody kills me. I'm just a Link. I'm just a little Link. I was too far to the right. Please don't murder the Link. We've found a Kikwi. And she is invisible. There we go. But yeah, I could try to do it. Going back to the thought of doing a noting emote. I feel like the two that I've tried the most to like think of how to do would be noting and jam. I love people's jam emotes, and at this point, I kind of have realized that the chew bobble works as a jam emote, and that might be the best I'm going to get, because I don't actually know how to animate. I just kind of wing it. That's all I really do. A lot of things that I have animated is, like, essentially taking somebody else's animation as a base, and then kind of dissecting it frame by frame. No, you don't need to waddle. I don't know why I have so much more difficulty with that trick in Bit. Fi, you're not sitting on the ground. As long as there's different frames, it's pretty much animation. I don't know how you animate things to a beat, though. Essentially, when I, like, have stolen people's, like, skeletons for their emotes to try and make an emote based on that, I don't really, like, need much else other than to make sure that, like, the frames operate, like, sort of on beat. Also, hey, Cineris, how's it going? I know I've told the story before of the first animation I was, like, really, like, proud of was I made the Tantalus wiggle. Which was based off of... I took, the emote in Jim's chat of him wiggling, and I took it apart frame by frame. It was, like, not an animation, it was actually just, you know, like, a GIF somebody made of him doing that with his arms. Also, hey Harhad, how's it going? I think that was the slower option. But welcome in, I hope you're having a lovely day. But that was the first one I ever made, and I was really happy with all the frames, and like trying to make the animation work, because essentially what I did was I took apart the original GIF, I turned the person on it, like the person in the GIF, the little Jim pictures, into a stick figure skeleton to get the movements down, and then I drew from there. So I pretty much gutted it and made it from scratch. And, like, very manual mocap. Exactly. Essentially, that's what we did. Where's... There it is. There we go. And I didn't split. Oopsies. That's okay. But that was what I did, and I think the first time I used it, publicly was in Jim's chat, and somebody's immediate response was, yeah, then you can work on the hair and make it better, because it's looking a little stiff right now, and I was like... Spent hours on that. Hand animating every frame of every tentacle. No. You what? If you want Tentalus's hair to wiggle more, that's a you problem. That's... You can try hand animating Tantalus. No, thank you. Happy to have a stream to make things better. I'm sorry you had a rough day. I hope it does get better. Exactly. Welcome to a space where we will try to give as much digital hug and support as we can. I failed at opening a door. Don't worry. Also, welcome in, a lilac rat. How's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you enjoy your time in chat. Yeah, it was very much like I had a lovely moment of, like, you know, I worked really hard on this, and now, no, that's not correct. I keep splitting at the wrong part. I don't have a split there now. I don't have to turn around. I don't have a split there now. I need to move some of my splits around a little bit to make them make a little more sense with my muscle memory. But yeah, like, I feel like every time I make an emote that I'm really, really proud of, I, like, you know, get that fun moment of being able to be like, yeah, and everybody gets to enjoy this thing that I worked really, really hard on. We are doing Pipit Herbium. And then, like, you get somebody who just doesn't understand how much work goes into artwork like that. Oh, whoops. Why did I bonk the tree? That's okay. And I'm like, you just don't get how much work people put into, like, making original art, do you? And, like, that's okay, but, like, I hope you get some perspective in life. I did know that the Warrior Cats had a graphic novel. I read some of them. They're not very good. Yeah. We are waiting for him to say his name like a Pokemon, and then we press it. There we go, and now we bonk the elephant. This was the mistake I made last time. Because I didn't bonk this elephant. Really? No, really? There we go. Bonk that elephant. You just bought one. If I still had mine, I would give you mine, Pride. You both do and don't understand. Do you respect that people put effort into art? Because if you do, I think that's all that matters. The name of a horrific millennial pop stomp clap band. Beautiful. No reason, yeah, like, some people are just feel like they want to be negative, and you know what? That's fine. I just don't want to engage with people's negativity about their art, because, like, you know, one of the cool things about, like, people doing art on Twitch is that, like, you get to see, like, art and styles and stuff like that people are really happy with and really proud of. And, like, you get to see everybody sort of make their own art style. And if you can't respect that, then whatever, man. Alright. Now, we lost a lot of time on this split, because I got attacked by a Keese in my PV. No. Away from here. You know what? We're just gonna do that. That wasted a bunch of time, but it didn't kill the keys. That's what matters. That is what matters. That's what matters. We would like to save. When did I get mine? They published... I think the first set was published in, like, 2012. They've been publishing them for a long time. Like, they might have new ones, but, them having graphic novels is not a new thing. Like, 2000, maybe like 2012 or something like that. Probably earlier, actually. I don't even remember. Alright. We're entering the sky. Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Because I remember the one that I had was... y'all, let's talk about the Warriors Cats books. Was the story of, like... Anybody remember in Warriors Cats that there was a cat in one of the original series that, would have dog's teeth on a necklace as a power symbol of his violence? I forget his name, but it was about that cat. Alright, 2 to 3 once again. I don't remember his name, but it was like an original story about that guy. No, it wasn't like one of the like clan cats. It was like a group of like stray cats from like, they were outsiders. This was like really early Warriors. This was like in the first series. Alright, what are we doing? Log on file 2, enter on file 2, log jump file 2. Lots of file 2. That cat needs therapy? Oh, he does. Yeah, no, I do believe that was like one of the first times in the series that you just like watch one of the beloved cats die because he just like slaughters someone by cutting into them with dog teeth because that's messed up. That's like, yeah, I killed dogs. You are a cat. Cat not supposed to kill dogs. Alright. Bit save file 2 in the woods. File 3, file 2. Hey, Axie, how's it going? And hey, Lou. How's your day? Stabbies, please. No! I keep doing this. It's like impressively hard to do that with this file setup. I keep doing it. Yes! Yes, thank you, Pride. It's really messed up. I did not need to do a little jump there. That was the jump was the problem. It's really messed up. We can do this. You started your new job this week? Oh, heck yeah. Are you having fun with it? Are you enjoying said new job? Alright. This was a kid's book? This was a series of children's books. If you never read the Warriors Cats series, it was by... the people who read Warriors Cats as kids and teens, okay? Questionable. It was by a group of women. It was essentially like shadow authors, who went under the shared pen name Erin Hunter. And, they had like a lot of them. Hold on, I have to see what... enter on file 1. Enter on file 1, skip cutscene immediately. Gotcha. So they were not all written by the same person, but they got, like, weirdly dark, weirdly fast. There we go. The first one that ever feels like a start of a career? Heck yeah! That's really exciting. GG's. We'll love to hear it. Alright. And now... Okay. Nice! Oh, that was such a snipe! That was such a snipe! That is such a snipe. Also, did you see that time save? Did you see that time save? We are still safety saving. I saw my lineup and I took it. Well, it took you until age 30? I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. I'm 27 and I don't feel like I have ever done something that I would consider like to be a career, because I feel like if anybody thinks that social media is gonna be their career in any degree, that I'm including like content creation on Twitch and YouTube, like that career has an expiration date inherently. That, like, I can't do this forever. I have to get a real people job at some point. We all do. I'm not delusional enough to think that I can just do this forever, even if I would like to. Oh no, what are we gonna do about these Lizalfos? But I'd like to get just a comfy real people job that also lets me do silly things. That would be really great. So I don't feel like this is a career choice. But someday I'd like to have a real people career. How did I bonk? My goodness. Alright, now we enter boss music heaven. Your dream job is retirement. Listen, in modern America, I think that's a pipe dream for a lot of us. Yeah? Bombs! Thank you. Alright, here's the part that I'm scared of. It's not actually the keys. It's that guy. No, no, no. No, no. Yes. Walk. 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 Excellent. Walk. Alright. Now we want this to lower down so we can throw a bomb on it. Now turn the camera away. Excellent. That's what we wanted. Alright. Perfect. And now we make our way back over. This is already up. You cannot sleep while there are enemies nearby. That roll always scares me. Alright. We finally apparently have defeated the Lizalfos by running into the next room. That's how you beat Lizalfos. Is you run away. I have plenty to stand by. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, defeated, quote unquote. We didn't kill them. That's the important part. Y'all, how am I almost a minute ahead? When I was 2.5 minutes behind because I had to redo a bit interaction. What did I do in my PB? It's just one of those days where you're like, huh? That's how you defeat a lot of people. Is just get away. No, 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 no. I would like to go to my bed alone to hang out, okay? Thanks, bye. This is like the weird thing about starting new categories is you're like, man, I like got a big old PB, I feel really great, there's like no way I can do better than that, and then you realize that you're really new to the category and there's definitely ways you can do better than that, and you can improve your sum of best by 3 minutes. Oopie doopie. Game still doesn't think I can sub to, but I disagree with Game. If somebody starts a conflict with you, abscond. Goodbye. Whoop. The speedrun honeymoon phase. Alright, we would like to save. And how do we do key seat without harming Archibald? We don't do key seat. Instead, we do a very long and specific bit warp. That takes us to the other side of the gate. That's the goal. Speed running moon? Ew. Sum of best below world record today? That's something I feel like we could... That's like a realistic goal. I like that as a goal. Alright, enter Sky on file 3. That's like my kind of goal, is you set things that's like, yeah, I could probably do that. Like, yeah, that would take a good run. But also, like, what's what we're trying to get? Alright, we would like to go 2 to 3. I feel like the thing about being new to a run is, like, you don't realize how much of your improvement is just, like, being more comfortable. That it's like, I could not put my finger on how I saved 3 minutes, but a lot of it is just, like, being more comfortable, knowing what I'm doing with the strats more. I could not call attention to any one strat that did that. Still trying to work out how Pacifist works. I think I am too. Alright. We would like to file 2, then file 2. World record right now. Hold my coffee. Actually, don't. I want to drink that. Can I drink the coffee? Alright. Push log with file 1 again. Yeah, less hesitation equals faster. True. Faron Woods on file 1. There we go. Select file 1, and we're using a bomb throw. See there, I got the cute thing, where you run up the wall. That is really cute. It's really cute. Okay, I know this took me, I think, 2 tries in my PB. And the scary part of this is I don't want to despawn my bombs. Because not every file has my bombs. So, as much as it would be nice to do this from the splash screen, where I can see further into the air, I really have to do it from this screen. Because... There we go. Excellent. Deep Woods on file 3. Otherwise I might despawn my bombs, and that would be bad. Select file 2. Skip cutscene immediately. And this is running back towards Gorko. So we're just gonna watch some cutscenes for a while. How's it going on? But Pacifist works in a lot of the same ways that any percent works for a lot of the run. The real differences are some of these bit interactions that we're doing are having funny effects. So there we go. That'll work. So that bit interaction that I just did the same thing that the bit interaction I did earlier did, that opened the door behind Girahim 1, except, D, by the way, it has a different effect for some reason. Excuse me, what are you doing? That one's just strobing. Warning, warning, you are cheating. Get a little bit of muscle memory, imagine, instead of having to think as much. Yeah, pretty much. It is a different one this time. Maybe because I gave Julian some love. Eventually, I wonder if all the lights will have names. It's just who's misbehaving today. Yeah, I don't honestly know why they're called cutscenes. Because they certainly weren't cut. We're just gonna pick up a bunch of bombs here. But yeah, we are just going to do the same thing, essentially, that we did earlier, which is that we've opened the door at the back of the stage, but oh no, how will we get there when a Scaldera is gonna spawn in the way? Right now, a cutscene's gonna start, and a Scaldera is gonna spawn in the way. Right, like 18 steps ago. That's when that happens. Wait, huh? Nope, hold on. Oh, that should have been a best segment, but I was not prepared for that. Yeah, if you open the door, Scaldera just doesn't spawn. So, neat. Hey, you, can you be green? Thank you. That works. Alright, cancel at prompt. And then we are not going back inside. Also, hey, New, how's it going? Hope you're doing well as well. And also, hello, Glubbers. Seeing that cuts, that makes sense, actually. I would not have thought of that. Yeah, no, that makes sense. We go Sky. So we don't know how ahead we are right now, because I missed my split, but that was also a fast segment. It's time for Warp. Back to Elden Volcano, and time for a quote-unquote precise bomb throw. But we're still on this file, so Zelda's gonna keep talking to us. Yes, I don't know why it doesn't actually spawn Scaldera in. It doesn't trigger the cutscene, because, like, it, for some reason on Scaldera, checks to see if the door is open, whereas on Girahim 1, it does not check to see if the door is open before it spawns in the boss, and, like, it just assumes that because the door is open, you have already beaten the boss, and that you can just march on through. For part of it, which does not make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, hold on. Had to do a precise thing. Heidi! Thank you so much for 12 months of support. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. How are you? Shout out to Pride's mom. Everybody give some love to Pride's mom. And we're gonna toss a bomb. Go whip! There we go. Do you think it was a dev really paranoid about Scaldera despawning when you die or something? Honestly, probably. No circles today. SMH. Probably because, like, Scaldera does already have a shaky relationship with the stage he is in. Save at Volcano Ascent, activate bit. Exactly. Big races coming up. Oh, right. Y'all are doing, like, the marathon thing. That's why you're going to Europe. I keep forgetting that, like, you're not just going to like, hang out. Also, the light went out again. This is great. Alright. copy file 1 to file 2, void out in Upper Academy. We can do that. Different marathon? There's multiple marathons? My god. That is, more than I could do, which is to say, I can't run a marathon. I do not have that kind of stamina. Bit save start file 1. There we go. Ragnar 36-hour trail relay race starting tomorrow morning. Well, good luck. That sounds like a lot of hours to be running. My goodness. I wish I had that kind of commitment to, like, get my body in shape. I do not. I actually don't like the feeling of my body being generally in shape. So I, run on purpose with nothing chasing you. I would prefer if nothing was chasing me in general. I'm kind of scared. The horses do it? Are you chasing the horses? That sounds dangerous. Unleash the bees! Alright, we're saving quitting at prompt. Also, hey ahoy, how's it going? Do we PB? We have not PB'd yet this stream, but we are like at least a minute ahead, I want to say, at the moment. So you have not missed the PB yet. How's it going? Is in the room? It might be. That would make sense, new. If it was because it checks while you're already mid-room. Alright, we are doing a teleport again. This is essentially, like, all of these bit save start things are essentially just skipping cutscenes, for the most part. Which also avoids setting more flags that we don't necessarily want. I don't know what flags it would set, but I'm assuming we don't want them. But instead of having to sit through cutscenes on file 1 that says we progressed the story of the game, we are just not doing that. And we are taking file 1 and we are going, hey, file 1. And then we go there. We're gonna fly to Lanayru. We do have the tunic now. Also, hey, Zelda fanboy, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day today. We're talking about running from horses. On horses? Horses. Yeah, and jump scare surprise tunic. But now we can finally use the flappies. We can finally do this, which is nice. Thought I was about to create a corrupt file. No, we're doing bit save starts, which is like a thing that we really don't do very often. We do it in all dungeons, I think, once, and we do it here a couple of times. As I said, it's essentially just like a teleport for a file. It like gets a file out of a sticky situation where like you would have to go through like cutscenes and dialogue and stuff to get it back to where you want it to be, so that we can not do all of that. Instead, we would like to save and activate bit once again. Unfortunately, those cutscenes that we skipped do heal us, which we didn't really want. We do have a corrupt file in this run, but it's really only for one single bit interaction. After that, we need all of our files, so we don't get to have a corrupt file, which makes me sad, because I really like corrupt files. I think they're great. Alright, we are entering Bazaar. No, not entering Bazaar. Don't enter Bazaar and Back in Time. That's where the bad bit is. I don't like that bit. Instead, we are entering Betrot's house. Oh no, we are selecting file 2 at the Bazaar first. And then we're entering Betrot's house on file 2. which means we do have to do a little jumpy. A little jumpy boy. There we go. Look at file 2. Also, hey Crimson, how's it going? You don't like corrupt files, then again, you work in data preservation? Oh yeah, I think that those mean something very different between our two worlds. I'm just double checking. Yeah. We would like it on file 2, and start file 1 on the 6th text box after the option. So, it sets every value to 0, including Link's health. That is true. The danger with corrupt files, they're very funny. You essentially save a file that's mid-deletion, and when it deletes the file, it sets everything to 0. And, like, doing that, does set all of the values to 0, including Link's health. The other thing it does, though, is it sets, for some reason, the value of your spawn coordinates to not a valid number instead of just setting them to the origin. So if you start 1, hold on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. And then we talk to the robot. Also, hey Tron, how's it going? Hi, 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 hi. How are you doing today? But ever since you lost your Kingdom Hearts 100% file to corruption, no, what happened to it? How did it get corrupted? That sucks. But yeah, it sets your respawn coordinates to not a valid number, which doesn't matter if we're using the file to, like, just kill Link and then activate Bit, because it doesn't use your respawn coordinates to kill Link. It puts you at the statue that you were saving at in Back in Time. But if you try to actually start the file, if you try to hit continue, big ol' no. Big ol' no. Game go, no, no, no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Alright, I'm not gonna forget to mash this time. We're not gonna forget to mash. I don't know where that loading zone is. Alright. Nice! That mash right there was, a solid 20 seconds of time save in and of itself. We feel pretty good about that. We feel pretty good about that. These splits are very gay at the moment. That unfortunately did not bring our sum of best down full time. Yet. We can do more. We can do more. We can do more. Yes, we do like that Link dies upon opening the file. It's very, very funny. It's very funny. I really like it. Alright, now we are just doing the Upper Academy bit warp. Oop. Glubbers, find corrupt files in Twilight Princess. Please. It would be very funny. I don't know why that keeps knocking me backwards. There we go. I would like to be knocked to the side. There's like a little bit of time save to be had if you are dying normally. Like you are taking the damage to kill yourself. It doesn't matter what direction you die in. I believe, like, it's faster not to die to your side, but if you are taking damage but not dying, Link's get up animation is faster if he is facing sideways. Which is very odd, but It's only faster by a frame or two. In some sense you can. Corrupt file, and then when you open it, you die. Also, by the way, we have the Horp. You don't get to see that we got the Horp, but we did get it. Asher, did you try to ban Pride? I'm sorry, I missed that because I was trying to mash for a cutscene or something. Yeah, so for Back in Time and Skyward Sword, you have about, like, maybe a little less than a second after you hit continue on your file for you to hit reset on your console to activate Back in Time. So anytime I'm activating Back in Time, I'm just physically leaning over to my right and pushing the button. And, you know, I'm hitting the inputs with holding both remotes in one hand and then leaning over with my other hand to hit the physical reset button. You can also do it with the home menu. It's slower, obviously, but it works on Wii U. It is like some of the push and pull of like time save versus time loss on Wii U. But essentially what Back in Time does is, I'm hitting, like, reset before the game has had time to, like, load in the map that it's supposed to be spawning Link on, but it's still trying to spawn Link. Ready? Saved a little bit of time! Heck yeah! Alright. Damage- oh, damage down. It says in my thing. Damage down. Yeah, so the reason we void out, actually, is because when it tries to respawn you in Back in Time, it kind of fails. And to put you in a place that makes sense. Hold on. We are bit saving file 3 at Bazaar. Go to Sky on file 1. Switch to file 2 before fade out. So it puts you at the origin of the map because it can't find where else to put you, which in the case of Skyloft is like way below the map. It's like really not in an accessible location for some reason, but luckily because on Skyloft, it's made so that when you void out, it's Sky on file 1. That's what it is. But on Skyloft, when you void out, it tries to give you, like, the cutscene of somebody saving you, but it can't spawn in the actor because the actor doesn't exist. So it goes, but just do some panoramas, it'll be fine. And it still, like, doesn't soft lock, it lets you continue to have player control for some reason, which is wild, because often if a game fails to spawn an actor that's, like, required, it will just soft lock you, or crash. Switch to file 2. Yeah, one of the knights is trying to catch us, but is, failing. Enter the sealed temple on file 2. Okay, this is gonna be kind of scary, because, we are probably going to lose a little bit of time over my PB here, because my PB had some pretty good death tricks. So we're gonna... excuse me? Look at file 2. Alright. This is the scary one. Yeah, no, that was too late. Please pull out a bomb. This is the two-framer. Okay, that was still too late. Okay. I really thought that would be too early. Also, Julian is doing it again. Julian, why are you doing it? Really? That was still too late. Okay, hold on. Enjoy Eve, Blam! Thanks for stopping by. Alright. We got this. We got this. I am so off today. What is wrong with me? I'm being too scared. That's what's happening. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. We're still a minute ahead. Actually, I don't need to skip that split. We're not quite a minute ahead because I forgot we split on this. Fear is the little death. It's the little run killer. Fear is the little run killer. And then we can deal with Julian. Alright. Julian. Green. Thank you, Julian. You're very bright. You know that? That's okay, though. You can be bright. You were definitely not distracting during the big scary trick. That's okay. We can have more time save. Again, please look. My sum of best has dropped by like almost 4 minutes, I want to say. So, still okay. And also now I can say, with more attention, have a good night, Blan. Thanks for hanging with us, and thank you for the luck. Alright, now we can go back to memeing. And yes, is a very common reaction of computers. Alright. That last one felt so fast, and I think I'm just so scared. I'm so scared of the video game. I'm so scared of the video game, and that's my problem. Alright, we have re-entered Earth Temple. There we go. Now we're on to Bad Horp. Man, it's just a whole mess of bad splits in a row in this run, isn't it? But that's okay. We're doing 3 to 1 to 2. This one, I think the last time I ran this, Julian, I kind of figured out at least one thing I could be doing better. Julian. On, the Bad Horp. Like, at least one thing that I'm like, wait, but I can probably, this'll probably make it more consistent. So we're gonna, Julian, what did I just say? We're doing 1 to 3. This light, man. I just wanted cute little streamer lights. I wanted to be a good little streamer. Also, hey Comics, how's it going? I wanted to be a good little streamer, and I have failed. because my light wants to strobe. Do not strobe. Enter spiral on file 1. There we go. Look at file 2. Then go back on file 3. Perfect. How's your day going, comics? Whoops. Oh, there we go. I cannot read. What? My goodness. That we did not need to do that. I cannot read during this split. The, like, instructions get too long for me. But that's okay. Julian is quirky like that. That's okay. We still got the cute interaction there. Gotta switch to file 3. And then swap to file 2 after death. There we go. And then talk to Machi. Oh, and Julian went to bed. Julian. He's trying. I'm glad we're allowed to kill. How did I do that? You can lurk less now. Welcome back, Super X. How's it going? I am scared for this run after I messed up a little bit, but that's okay. We got through one of the scary parts. And now... Whew. You are the music director of Rent. So you met with staff after work to talk shop. Heck yeah, did it go well? Top Lefty's also out. I've known that. That one's fun. You're always scared? Me too, man. Copy file 1 to file 3. Bonk file 2. And positional bit warp on file 1. Listen, the reason I like the Kikwis is honestly because the Kikwis embody something in me. That hopefully should work. And what they embody in me is my fear of everything. I see Mitch Flower Power got the first ever sub 50 in Mario 3 any percent warpless. I did not. I am woefully uninformed on what the Mario community is doing most times. I actually have very little crossover with the Mario speedrunning community, which I feel like is kind of wild, because there are precious few people who have, like, who do the Zelda and the Mario. I just don't know them very well. I know Hex and M are, like, the only people I know who do technically both. It's your favorite show. That's interesting because, like, I know that Rent can be, like, super divisive. That, like, people kind of either love it or hate it. Nice. Nice drink jump. Like, nobody really has, like, a consistent opinion on it. But I'm glad that if you are doing, technical roles for it, that it is a show you enjoy. Because I'm sure that's way more fun than a show you don't enjoy. Alright, let's go. Whoop. Whoop. And whoop. Nice. Landlord usually, landlord usually like it and tenant don't. Very valid. Tag yourself. Are you a landlord or a tenant in life? Definitely a tenant. Does that make me a hater, actually, by that? Variety hates it. I have very few opinions on Rent because it wasn't like a show I grew up with. But I am aware that it is a little bit weird. Oh, I forgot to set my angle. I forgot to set my angle! How do I set my angle? Got it! Okay, that's fine. Hey, Andrew! How's it going? Welcome to, the Pacifist Vibes. I feel like we haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I forgot to set my angle. Oopsies. I didn't grow up with Rent as, like, a story musical, but I did grow up with my dad playing some of the songs from Rent in the car, and so, like, you know, I grew up with the 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? But more specifically, I grew up with, Would You Light My Candle? Which I'm told is a less child-friendly one. Also, hi ZK, how's it going? And hey Heretic. Hope y'all are having lovely days today. Alright. Wait for minecart, save, activate it. Rent is the song with the minutes. That do be Rent. Alright. Bit save, file 3, then Sky on file 1, switch to file 2 on fade out. 3 to 3. Yeah, she also talks about, like, it's just a lot of talking about sex. And, like, was that appropriate for me as a child? Probably not. Alright, 1 to 2 is next. You have finished your apprenticeship and you're now a journeyman lineman. What does the job of a journeyman lineman entail? Oh yeah, and drugs. I forgot about all the drugs. She does talk about drugs a lot. This is true. I think last stream I was talking about, like, weddings I had gone to, and, the one wedding I went to that we were only there for, like, a very small portion of it, the song they played to, walk people down the aisle was, 525,600 minutes for some reason? Alright. No, it matters. Grease text on file 1, there we go. You build power lines, heck yeah! That sounds very impressive. I could not do something like that. And enjoy your lurk, ZK. But yeah, congrats on the, furthering of your career path of choice. I could never be that physical. I'm so bad at doing things that are, oops, physical activity. Alright, wait. Now we go to file 1. And now we have to, do the thing. Oh right, it is Seasons of Love. Yes, please remember safety things. You actually have to follow OSHA. I disregard OSHA with wild abandon because I'm a speedrunner and we don't believe in fences here. But other people should, you know, actually listen to OSHA. Alright, we're gonna try to be better about this one. Because I think this RBM took 2 tries. Oh, hold on. Hopefully that worked. We get instant confirmation. Worked! No, it's not split yet. It's almost split time, though. We are back ridiculously ahead again. Now it was split time. I forgot to split. I forgot where my splits were. Don't worry, we get to split for toe real quick. Yeah, I kind of figured out where you're allowed to take a pause to make sure that the motion controls don't interfere with the rest of the interaction, because we're supposed to be using the control stick to do a lot of the interacting, but if the motion controls are active for that, it causes a problem. So you two practice safety around power lines. Stay safe around trains. Alright, let's see if we can get our little roll under the toe. Ready? Toe. Excellent! Dumb ways to die. So many dumb toes to die. Dumb ways to toe. So many dumb ways to toe. Toe, by the way. Oh god, not the toes. Alright, down, right? I did play the Dumb Ways to Die game. I have done that. Why are we singing about train safety? Because be safe around trains. Oh no, it's a thing! Fi's like, how did you get here? I'm not gonna question it. You're a speedrunner or something. Owie. Toe. Alright, now we get to split for toe. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh god. What am I doing? Save and activate bit. Got it. I have successfully told. If anybody didn't know, that was required. We are very low on bombs, so I have to be a little bit careful. But that is okay. Also, yes, our sum of best is below world record. We've got this. Heck yeah. Thank you. I would not have noticed. Sum of best is below world record. We vibin'. Also, hey Leia, how's it going? Honestly, that is something that I've never been able to say for any percent, so like, man. Maybe we're good at being pacifists while killing Link. Weird thing to be good at, but you know. We're gonna enter Rhina's house on file 3. Over a minute below even? Heck yeah. We would like to, whoopsies, sleep today. There we go. There was a Mario Kart Direct? There's an entire Direct just for Mario Kart? I did not know this. Alright, we would like to talk to Rhina. And she's gonna do a... There we go. And we would like to fly to Eldin. It was basically explaining the trailer. I didn't... Was the trailer part of the Nintendo Direct, I'm assuming? Because as a person who really doesn't play Mario Kart, I did not pay attention to anything with Mario Kart on it. Oopsies. We're going to fly to Eldin. Land... What are they calling the new Mario Kart trailer? We're gonna land at Volcano Ascent. Mario Kart World. Oh, like Monster Hunter World. I see. Alright, and now we're gonna be on this file for a while. Julian, I see that. I see that, Julian. What have we said about strobing? Green. Green is the color of the day. They need to justify the price tag somehow. The difference between pacifism and cowardice is the ability to actually fight in the first place. What if I just skillfully avoid death? Alright, we're interacting with the Bazaar statue on file 3, and then entering Betrot's house on file 3. Nice, nice. And go whoop, 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 whoop. It's so fast when you get it right. I should really just be on this screen. Excuse me. Because then you can change file. Deathless any % run, please. Oh my god. That would be, hard. Imagine me actually having to be good at the game. Excuse me. That would be very difficult. Second text box after wallet. Okay. Alright, so he's gonna talk to us. Give us a wallet. Talk about the wallet. 1 text box. 2 text box. Excellent. And now we can death warp to reload the area. It's not really a death warp. Why does it say death warp on my route documentation? Y'all, we're almost at the end. Oh god. Can involve stabbing those you wish to harm. I don't wish to harm people. I don't want to harm anyone. Julian went to bed again. Julian, what is with you? The whole Grand Prix is a race from beginning to end. Isn't that normally what a Grand Prix is? Instead of loading into the next track, you have to drive to it. Oh! Oh, so there's like a continuous world? There's an overworld to Mario Kart? I did not know this. Also, hey Fur, how's it going? Welcome to, the end of, a pacifist run. There's even a free roam mode? Okay, so they're learning the good stuff from Kirby Air Ride. Which is probably why they decided to just make, Kirby Air Riders. You know? Alright. We're gonna pick up more bombs. Save and activate bit. Fast food gives new outfits. Is that what happens in real life if you eat fast food? I don't know. I don't eat fast food very often. Fast food is expensive, yo. Alright, so we're probably gonna be losing a little bit of time on this split because in my PB it was really good. But that's okay. We're doing... Also, thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Welcome in, y'all. What were y'all up to? Once again, welcome to the very end of a Skyward Sword Pacifist run. Which, you know, we'll probably be doing another one after this. File 2, we bit save. What did Bippy do? Bippy is trying. Bippy's trying. Bippy has been having trouble connecting to a very particular, like, thing on Twitch today. Alright, because this is one of the weird ones, it's gotta be file 3 to file 3. Those are the weird ones. She's doing her best. There we go. She just didn't like Pride today. That was her problem. She was biased. And because we are entering on file 3, that means I have to skip cutscene immediately. I'm gonna try to start remembering to do that. Gru's text on file 3. Yelling at Bips worked. Alright, so this is actually the final split of the game. And despite the fact that we did most of the run on file 1, we're finishing it on file 3. So we're looking at file 3 right now. Putting some flags on it. And then going on an adventure without stopping looking at this file. Because we need that Gru's text. And now we do what we did earlier, but we mash A this time. We're gonna select our statue with file 2. Back. Back. File 3. Back. Gonna hold a bunch of buttons. Don't worry, I can get rid of the scary music. There we go. And now, I keep bonking on things. But now we go out. Don't worry, everything's fine. No. There we go, we go back in. Bonking sets the RNG? Exactly. Saying the RNG for a 2-frame trick. That does not feature RNG. But we did it. Supposedly, you can save a couple frames by pressing start here, but that terrifies me. Does it work? It does! Okay. We are going to death trick with file 3. We have plenty of time. Hey, David! How's it going? And hello, 64. Oh, God! I literally only lost a couple seconds to bonks! And hello, Leslie! Oh my goodness, the sub 2! The sub 2 is hard!